Today. This is 36 inches in length, just in case you're wondering about that. It's gold tone. It's got this twisted marine link chain and these beautiful, interesting stations that Phil will explain. Under $20 on Easy Pay. J346317 is your item number. So if they loved the first Coco Chanel necklace that we had in the show, I think they'll love this one too.
This one is considered, we're saving the top one for the end. This one is considered the most desirable necklace in the world.
Wow.
This is Coco Chanel's epitome of the pieces. This is one of the pieces that made Coco Chanel what she is. This is where the world came to. She made 3 pieces of this in different lengths. And why? Because it was made in the early 1920s. And again, she dressed her clients. And when she dressed her clients, she then made jewelry and it fit their frame. Whether they were tall or short or thin or heavier, she fit a piece of jewelry to their frame. So 3 pieces were made. We don't know if this was the first, second, or third, but it was one of 3. 2 of them have disappeared long ago, probably thrown out, believe it or not. And yet this one showed up at an auction in Sotheby's in London in 1978. Grace knew about it. She knew that this is the most desirable necklace in the world, and she had bottomless pockets, and she was going to have it. Wow. Didn't care. She went to the Sotheby's auction, and they told her, if you sit in the audience and raise your hand, the price is just going to go higher. They put her behind the stage, behind a curtain, and every time she wanted to raise the bid, hit the curtain, and the bid went up, and it went up, and it went up, and it went up. And we have asked Sotheby's to tell us, can you tell us what she paid for this? And they said, no, that's against their rules. But they said you can use the words, and we've used these before, a king's ransom. Wow. She paid bottomless pockets as much as she wanted. She wanted this necklace, and she got it.
Now, what makes this unique?
What makes it unique was that it was created in the 1920s, and they were digging outside of Chanel's boutique. They were digging the streets up. And Paris is very, very old, of course. Paris goes back to the 1100s. And they were at the level of the 1500s. And they were rebuilding the streets. And she told her assistant, grab one of those cobblestones from the 1500s, bring it inside. It was being torn up anyway. And they broke it into tiny little pieces. And then she took and decided to set it into glass. And the only glass that they had was wine bottles. And of course they had a little furnace inside. She made jewelry. They melted metal. She melted the glass. She poured it over the stones and created the centers on these little pieces. Coco Chanel was known for her simplicity, her elegance in simplicity. And this is one of the simplest and most elegant pieces. And again, one of the most desirable pieces.
And it's popular.
The other stones that were in it were made of glass, and you can actually feel it. On the representation that we have now, this is made by an Italian company. It's the only place in the world that can make it. And they're making it out of cellulose acetate, and they have recreated the feel, the look exactly. You run your fingers over this material, you feel the lumps as if it was the stones that were inside. The company is called Mazzucchelli, and they're outside of Milan, Italy. And they're the only ones in the world that can make that sheeting that we eventually cut into the beautiful shapes that you see and assemble it into the necklace the way it is. It also comes in a steel box, as her piece came, but when Chanel would have made that, it would have not been given, it would have been given in a pouch, because that's how she did all her jewelry to her clients. After she made the dresses, she would fit the jewelry and put it in a pouch and give it to them. But when Grace got it from Sotheby's, it was in a steel box. This is the way it looks when you get it. It is a long necklace, and if you actually run your fingers over these little pieces, you can feel the lumps. That's how perfect this is.
And there's no clasp. And it is gold tone, so I want you to know that. And it's under $60. You will have a chance to see this again today. This is one that has been popular, and if you love it, this is your chance to secure it on your $20 Easy Pay. J346317, and then you're going to see how this is another piece that you don't have to wait to wear. You can enjoy wearing this.
You can wear it all the time, is what she did. It's considering the amount of money that she paid, a king's ransom. We have one photograph where she actually stacked it with another set. She had two long chains. This was the early 70s when long chains was what you did. You stacked them, but you can see the piece in here. And you can see that this isn't every day. This is not a formal occasion. And when you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's where we put a king's ransom. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for a necklace. You think you'd be wearing it with a long gown. But she wore it with everyday pieces. And it's the only one that she needed. And it can be worn with pieces that have more intricacies on it. You see that what she's wearing is not a simple case of a solid color. It has pieces, it has designs, and that's the jewelry. You don't need anything else.
Wow, look at
or
that.
if you have a solid simple, it is the one piece of jewelry that you put on. It is Coco Chanel's elegance in simplicity. It is what Coco Chanel was known for. It is what Coco Chanel became, and this is her piece. This is the Rue de Paris, the streets of Paris, the stones from the streets of Paris, and wine glasses, just a French wine glass, something you would throw away. And yet she melted it down, that brown glass, because that was the color of the wine glasses, and put the pieces together.
That could only have happened in that moment and
It
never
could only
again.
happen with Coco Chanel, to tell you the truth. She's the only one that can do it. It's a piece that she constantly wore, and it's a piece that you can wear a lot. A lot of jewelry, you say, oh, people have seen me in it. But when you're wearing the most fabulous piece of jewelry, the most desirable necklace in the world, you wear it often.
You will
and
love
you
this
let
one.
the world know what
The
you
scale
have.
of this is beautiful. It's 5/8 of an inch in width at its widest point. Those gorgeous hexagon stations that have where you can feel the raises in them, as Phil was speaking to. It's just beautiful in its color. It works with just about anything, and it's under $60 to get it home. A piece of
And
history
one of
like
the few
that.
white metal pieces in her entire collection. And that's really making it interesting. It is just a beautiful color. It's such a light gold
Yeah,
that
very
it's
light.
done into the, it looks like into the white coloring on
Well,
it.
it works, and you know, mixing metals and things. I feel like this is one that you could easily mix and match with the
Well,
other.
she did in that very first photograph. I'm sorry, that's why I said it. In that very
Yeah.
first photograph that we showed where she's mixed it with the white metals.
Ah, okay.
I'm sorry if it came out wrong.
Perfect. We didn't have time to show you this bangle.